Hey, it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're zooming in and focusing in on a very useful topic, and that is really re-socializing after a very intensive relationship with an emotionally manipulative person, such as a covert malignant narcissist or a psychopath in your life. And before we get started on today's topic, I want to give a huge shout out to those of you who have recently donated to the Peace and Harmony channel, particularly viewers in the Netherlands area. Thank you so much for your contribution. It really does help keep the channel alive, and it helps keep me inspired to know that I'm providing content that is useful and a resource of knowledge and support for you in often very difficult or confusing times. So thank you so much once again for your recent generosity. And yes, you all can definitely donate to the channel if I've been a positive influence for you. There's a donation button on the homepage here at YouTube, so you can definitely do that if I've been of assistance to you. So most definitely you can do that. And I want to get started here really in focusing in on the re-socialization after a profound impact of an abusive or emotionally manipulative person in your life, such as the extent of a covert malignant narcissist or a psychopath. Someone with a pathological sense of self-importance, someone who has violated boundaries, made you basically under their guise of control through emotional manipulation of fear-based accusation, belittling the judgment, and sort of overshadowing you and your better judgment and really your life purpose, and getting sort of disconnected from that experience in life versus being really sort of as a trauma bond or attachment to satisfying, people-pleasing, or socializing with people in this manner. One common comment that I receive is that people feel like they always have to do the dirty work. They're always the underling, the underdog, the person with the social anxiety, the person who can't speak up, the person who can't express their opinions. They basically are disconnected from their life purpose, their authentic self, feeling like they can truly be and be productive, be themselves, be abundant, basically expansive, and really are living by self-limiting beliefs, self-hindrance as a result of being trauma bonded or stuck with a malignant individual, whether they're present or whether it's just like the ramifications of effects in their life moving forward, because these types of individuals can have a profound deleterious effect on the emotional being and the decision making and connection to their life passion, their life purpose, or life truth as a result of this, because oftentimes that is disconnected. When it's disconnected from that experience in life, that emotional connection, that happiness, the feeling of being safe, free, socially adept, living at the best of your emotional intelligence if you've been around this individual, because oftentimes there is created an environment of manipulation, control, and fear. And studies have been shown that the brain will have a disconnect if you're in a fear-based environment, whether it's a community, a family, a workplace. If you're constantly under the feeling of control, manipulation, and this sort of environment that permeates the atmosphere or the ethos of the area, one cannot be feeling safe and secure in making decisions and living or creating from that place. So people are oftentimes not productive. They are not living a quote-unquote productive life if they're constantly under fear. As you can imagine, if you're constantly having to run from something or feeling fear-based or triggered from a bear chasing you, for example, we're just using that example, or that feeling of fear or intimidation, or you better do this or else, or, you must look to satisfy my needs versus yours. This creates a trauma bond or a fear-based sort of set of hormones that then permeate your body and permeate your emotional body, and your decision-making is always in fear-based, and your brain is not connecting to the positive decision-making centers in the prefrontal cortex. So there's an actual severing. There's a lack of communication between the centers of the brain when that is occurring. As you can imagine, if the house is burning, you're not planning, you're not living your life purpose. You're trying to put the fire out. If you're being chased by a lion, if you're being chased by an interspecies predator, or you have that in your environment, your energy is going to be completely focused on satisfying or quenching the fear, quenching the fire, putting the fire out, or trying to prevent the rage attacks, prevent the next outburst, or figure out what is going on with this person, or figure out why you're so shamed, rather than living a prosperous, peaceful, harmonious life, productive from that decision-making area. So there's a disconnect, a discongruence in the brain. So I want you to understand the dangerousness or the seriousness of this, because oftentimes people who don't understand malignant narcissist or psychopathic individuals, if they've never encountered them before in their life, they tend to tell you, just shrug it off. They're just having an affair, or they're just, the leader, or that's just their personality. They don't understand the effects of brainwashing, gaslighting. They don't understand the manipulation. They don't understand the facility of which they lie, cheat, and betray others. They don't understand what it is. They haven't identified this person as of yet. And so oftentimes it's very difficult to get the reality testing or support from others in your environment. They're just say, oh, she's just, this and this sort of strong woman, or she flaunts her body, or, she is just power hungry, or, that's just how she is. She's a very good receptionist. She doesn't do anything with your work, or he is just this and this in the family, and, that's just how he is, and, let it go. Don't take it that seriously. He is just doing this on the side. A lot of guys do this. They tend to just, underestimate the power of how dangerous or destructive this person can be in their life. So it's up to you, because you know what you know, and you've seen what you've seen, and the malignant narcissist or psychopath is counting on you forgetting it. They're counting on you being addicted to and going back to the familiar, the old habitual ways of taking care of them, of satisfying their needs, of having them be parasitic off you and leaving you high and dry with empty hands, with nothing. I mean, you know what you know. You've seen what you've seen. You've either seen their Facebook, their phone, their Instagram, their Snapchat. You've seen what they've done at work parties, family parties. You have information, you have factual data. You know what you've known, and you have to be able to make decisions now, and in your heart of hearts, basically in really the sanctity of this message right now, you need to really embody the commitment that it takes, knowing that you know the truth. Oftentimes they say, the truth is hard to swallow. The truth is hard to take. And sometimes, you didn't plan for this to occur in your life. You didn't plan for this to happen. You didn't plan and expect and then have a vision like, oh, if this happens, then I will do this. Oftentimes it catches you by surprise, and you're feeling like, oftentimes nobody understands, or your mind is has a lot of this fear base, and you can't think very clearly. So I encourage you to really kind of come to understanding that there are people who do understand. This is real, what you're feeling. This is real, what you saw. This is the truth of what happened, and the truth is it is real that you need to protect yourself. It is real that you need to go no contact. It is real that you need to challenge yourself. It is real that you are the one who's responsible. If you're used to having that socialization, with others, realize that you're going to now need to re-socialize, having this truth about you, and then protecting yourself, and then having the pride in yourself that you have been able to identify what this is, and that you are, remaining unscathed, that you are healed, and that this person, is not going to win by taking you down, keeping you fear-based, keeping you, seeing the illusion versus the reality, because reality is sweeter than the illusion. the reality of your emotions and what you can feel, the gratitude, the safety, the serenity, the peace, the contentment that you embody will be something that they do not embody. And if you're thinking, well, this is what I wanted to share with them, well, now you need to come to the understanding that this is not what you're going to share with them. They don't have the ability to share and connect with you. There's no connecting the dots with these people. And oftentimes there is no closure. There is no handshake. There is no, I wish it could have been better. Because the malignant narcissist and the psychopath, because of their heightened dopamine receptors, and they're on a hyper reward and this lack of empathy, the inactivity in these areas, they do not have the ability to really kind of cognitively learn from the fact that they have hurt somebody. So, for example, you can learn and modify and adjust and apologize and not do things again. So that's part of your human growth, is that you have that ability. The malignant narcissist and psychopath, they will move through relationship hurts, and they will not feel it. They will not feel that they've hurt you. They will not feel that they have loved you. They will not feel that they have, experienced that, because that they haven't. But for them to say, I'm a psychopath, I don't feel things, they're really not going to tell you that. They might, put out some psychopath word salad, that they might have given you the red flags and warned you. They might have said, I'm dangerous. They might have said, my brain is broken. They might have said, I'm asexual. They might have done some things, or, just sort of plotted, done some strange behaviors, which you maybe shrugged off, or, you didn't really think about the fact that, maybe they moved things around in the environment, or sort of plotted. Oftentimes a psychopath will have a signature thing that they might carve. They might do some strange, it gives them validation where they self-validate themselves, or they might get into a habit where they take a piece of your clothing, or, they might do some very cryptic calls, or cryptic messages, or cryptic pictures, or they might stay in their car a very long time to sort of get you paranoid, or they might leave receipts out. They might, have, different stains on their clothing. They will do these things to gauge your reaction, to get you upset and get you stuck, in socializing in that fear base, staying stuck in, I have to figure this out. And it's really, it's only meant to keep you disrupted. So you need to realize that you're now going to have a need to re-socialize. In other words, connect with others in a way that is not that. And re-socializing means the fact that you have to protect yourself now. And then furthermore, surround yourself, especially if you're just coming out of a very traumatic relationship, or finding that this person is malignant or psychopathic, that you need to really spend some time on your own in solace, in sort of learning and getting rid of this fear. So just going no contact. I have something called the 7-day no contact challenge, where we're going to be doing some more contact on that, where we really challenge you to go no contact and to really resist and to say no, to clear out everything from your environment, your phone, the Facebook, etc., to really do that. Because if you don't, you're going to continue to reprime your subconscious to socialize with them. And you're going to realize that it's going to be time to plan and socialize with people on a whole another level. So the sort of connection that you had with them is a real disconnect with yourself. And so that was really led you astray. And it was, what it really did serve to do was to give you a lesson where you really kind of disconnected with yourself. And it was a moment to hold kind of the mirror up to you, that it's time for you to really become more self-compassionate and learn how to protect yourself and learn how to really connect with others, where it can be more fulfilling and more authentic and more genuine and a little bit higher energy. And so surrounding yourself with more of a mastermind group, people who really do understand you, people who get the good part of you and connect with you on that good, true part of you, and that you can be true and not have to people please or go off the deep end, these high risk behaviors or living this illusion, because that life is not going to serve you. That life is nothing but a shatter, and it's nothing but a shard of glass. It's going to do nothing but hurt you, leave you very cut, broken, and sore, and oftentimes very permanently scarred. So be very, very careful, and begin to come then into solace, become into a state of meditative awareness, and furthermore realize and say and plan for your future and say, I'm now going to socialize in a whole nother energetic level where I can have empathy, gratitude, compassion, and appreciation for life, which gives me the ability to do my talents and really sort of live life without fear and the sensation of that illusion which is created by a malignant narcissist or a psychopath. It is what it is, and what you've exposed, you have exposed. And please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support here with Peace and Harmony.